Hello, welcome to Charlie's Creative Corner. I'm glad you came by today. Gonna try and do some more daisy chains today, and I know it's kind of getting repetitive, but it's just I got a lot going on and it's something easy that I can do. And the last ones that I have for the 6 bead are the diagonals, and they're a little more complicated, but they turn out really neat. I'm probably not going to go through how to make like a bracelet or a necklace. I'm probably just going to go through, there's 3 different kinds. You can do a 2-color, a 3-color, I believe a 6-color, if I remember correctly. Don't hold me to that. And so I thought we'd just kind of go over on how to do those. And I really want to get into doing some more loom work and things like that, but that's a little too much for my plate right now because I'm literally running on fumes at this point. I was up super early today, so I'm kind of like, kind of in a daze. But what's going on in my life besides being tired? Well, I have a few days off work, so I am very excited about that. I took a couple days off for the funeral. Only going to be using one of those for the funeral, but the other one is kind of getting ready and all that, because I have to go out of town. So let's see. Oh, last night I saw a whole group of sandhill cranes flying over our house, and that was really cool. I'm so excited. Like in the area that I live in, we get thousands of them every spring, and it's so good to know that they are coming. They're on their way. Obviously the whole group isn't here yet, so it's going to be a while till we actually go out to bird watch, but I'm actually really excited about that. I've been wanting to get out, get into nature, get some fresh air, and just get out. I love to be in nature. I love to walk and take hikes and bird watch, and I have missed it. So I'm really looking forward to the nicer weather and going out and seeing some birds, adding them to my life list, what birders call a life list. That's basically all the birds we see in our lifetime. And I try to add 1 or 2 every year if I can. So that was really cool. I'm excited about that. Just going to be a busy day, running around, getting things ready. So I thought, since I'm up so early, I just as well bust out a video real quick for everybody. And I will not be doing a video tomorrow. I will be out of town. So sorry. I kind of started this, I'm going to call it a jimmy rigged setup for my tab. I used to have a gooseneck, what do you call them, like stand holder thing for it, and I could like twist it onto a table or whatever, and I used to use it to make piano videos and things like that. Well, it broke a while ago, and I just have not replaced it. Don't have the money to replace it right now. So my husband had an old camera stand, and I literally like super duper taped it onto that, and it's working quite well. I think we got a pretty good view here. We will see how it goes with beading and filming the beading. See how it works out. See if it's something that'll work a little better, because before I had the tab like right in front of me as I was beading, and it was in my way, and it was really hard to bead around. So hopefully this will work a little bit better for me. Like I said, this is trial and error, and I'm still figuring out how to go about doing it. And if it doesn't work, I do plan on rebuying another gooseneck stand, because I did watch the video that I made with the tab, and the quality is so much nicer, and you guys deserve better quality. It's not, I don't want you to watch it and be like, what is that? What is she doing? And can't see it. If you're going to take the time to come and visit my channel and watch my videos, I want it to be good enough quality to where you're going to get what I'm trying to show you and learn, and not have more of a complicated process than the learning process already is, because learning how to bead isn't an easy process anyway. So we need to try and make the quality of my videos a little bit better. So hopefully we can figure something out and get it going to where it actually is worth your time and effort, and my time and effort, honestly, because who has that much time to waste? Not me. But anything else going on? Let me think here. I don't believe so. Sorry, I am drinking energy drink. I usually don't, so it's kind of but I need it so bad right now. I'm excited to get out of town for a while. It's not for a good reason, but I do like to travel and I do like to go places. So it'll be nice. I'm going back to my hometown, so it'll be nice to see the family and kind of catch up with people and just kind of see home. Things kind of change. They kind of don't. It's a weird thing with home, the way things go. But the drive down should be kind of nice. Maybe see some more cranes on the way down because we will be going over the river. So it'll be cool. Hopefully we can see some more. I have been checking the crane cams and I haven't really been seeing any on the cameras. So, it's still really early for them. They still have almost another month till they all should be here. So we're seeing some here and there. I saw some when I went out of town to get my glasses, and we saw a couple flying, but it's quite the spectacle. So my husband's never seen it, so I'm excited for him to see it. He'll love it. He will be quite enthused by it. Not much else going on. My cats are crazy as always. I had to kick them out because they like to play with the little legs of this tripod. They're like, oh, something new to play with. So I didn't want it to be looking like we were in an earthquake here, so I had to kick them out of the room. But that's pretty much it. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you guys are hanging in there and doing well and enjoying the videos. Any feedback you want to send down to me, feel free. I have my comments on as approved comments only, but that's because I was getting some spam and some links and things like that I didn't want on my comments, and I don't want other people linking or clicking on those links and like getting a virus or something. So I have approved only comments right now. It just, every time I'd upload it just kept happening, and I'm like, I don't want somebody clicking on that crap and have it be something adult or with a virus or we don't need that. So if you do want to leave any feedback, go ahead and send one and I will approve it and we can chat back and forth. But I do appreciate any feedback you want to send me, or even any questions or any requests maybe for things that you might want to see for a video. Like if you're interested and say, oh, hey, if I know how to do it, I'll totally show you how to do it or help you through it, So if there's something you want to learn or you've seen that you're interested in learning, maybe I can help you figure that out and do a video for you. So any kind of questions, comments, feedback, go ahead and feel free to throw down a comment or mention it down in the link or in the comment section, because I am completely open and new ideas. That's why I'm here. I want us all to hang out and share ideas and, maybe even different ways to do things or different ways that you do things that work better for you or anything like that. Anything. Go ahead. Let's share. Let's get talking, and doesn't hurt. Might meet somebody new and have some fun and make a new friend or something. You never know. And it always helps with creativity and crafts to have other people give their feedback and ideas, and we can kind of all bounce off of that and bounce off each other and get inspiration too. So nothing wrong with that at all. But today we're going to do the diagonals. They're really cool. They look like little stripes for the daisies. And it's the same basic, I'm wearing mine today. Aren't they cool? I love them. It's the same basic like stitch for them, but it's way more complicated because you're adding different colors and it's not made to look like a daisy. It's actually, just stripes, diagonal stripes, and it looks really neat, but it's a little bit more complicated. So I'm going to try and show you the 3 different ones of that today. This might be a little bit longer of a video, but I got time. So I'll be running around later and I'll let it upload while I'm running around. But we're going to go through those. There's the double and then there's the double color, I think triple color, and then I think a 6 color. So we will go through all that, and then we're gonna try to do all 3. I can't make promises, but I'm really gonna try, and that way we can later, after this, go on over to the 8 beaded daisy chains and maybe some other things, something different, because you can only do daisy chains so long, right? And let's see, I feel like I was going to say something. I can't remember what it was now. I do want to get back into some looming, though. I want to show you guys how to do the bracelet, how I do my clasps and my snaps on that, because looming's awesome, but a lot of people get kind of confused and lost as to finishing them. And there's a few different ways that you can do it, and I prefer to do it the way I do it because it's easy and it looks really nice and clean. And I would like to get into that. So if you do have a pattern for your loom that you're interested in making a bracelet, like the size and whatever that you want for your bracelet, go ahead and get that beaded up, and maybe here, I'm hoping maybe next week or the week after, so soon, we can do a finishing video. So even if you just have it ready, you can be all ready to go, and we can just jump right into it. If not, whatever, take your time, pause the video and come back, whatever. And I do want to also show you guys how to do that souvenir lady doll, because she's super cute. So cute. I love it. So cute. So we will get into this. As far as our I didn't even have my stuff out. Better get my stuff out here. Oh, and by the way, I keep all my beading stuff in old chocolate boxes. Not even kidding, I do. They make the best beading supply holders. Like, I got all my tools in this one. And, you know, my husband, he buys me chocolates for my birthday or for Christmas. And so I have plenty of them, and I love them. They're pretty. They're pretty little boxes, you know. You look at them, and they're really pretty little boxes. This one's got pretty little roses on it. And I'm like, I don't want to throw those away. And I'm like, I'm going to use them for beads. So that's what I do. This was my Christmas one, and so I keep all my beads in my Christmas one. Whatever works, right? Hey, it's cheaper than going out and buying all those expensive plastic boxes that are like $20 a piece. Like, who wants to spend money on that? Not me. So, let's see, supply-wise, I kind of veered off there for a second, sorry. But, you know, that's another thing, is storing, because you have all these different things, and storage can kind of be an issue. I do have some really cool boxes that I have gotten over time. I got one over here that's really awesome, but that I bought, I mean, I'm going to say 2000s. So, like, it wasn't that expensive. Now things are way more expensive than they used to be. And then, like, I got this little set, which I love, for like $11. I think it was Walmart. The beads aren't the best in it, but they work for other things. Like, you can use it for other things, like bead applique. They work great for, because they're all different sizes. But it has like a little storage. Like, in there, I have some more beads and things in there, but it has like a little storage in here where you can stick all sorts of stuff in here. This was a really neat, I really honestly only wanted it for the container, because I loved these little boxes. You just snap them off here, and you can hold 5 different colors in each one. So I just haven't gone through all the beads yet, but eventually I will. I'm working on it. Some of them are getting kind of low, but I love that one. I use old pencil holders, pencil boxes, and old pill bottles, and, you know, anything that you can figure out to store stuff is a major help. That way you don't lose stuff. It doesn't go running away from you. It doesn't spill everywhere or make a mess, because beads can be messy if they spill. Trust me, I've experienced that so many times with my kitten. I literally have to watch my back when I walk away from my table, because I will walk back in and she will have spilt beads all over my floor. I'm not even kidding. That's happened to me probably like 5 times. And she just gets in here behind my back, and I don't even know she's coming in, and then boom, there she is, and beads everywhere. And nobody wants to go through that. So when I do pour beads out, I only pour just a little bit because you don't want that mess. It's not worth it. It really is not worth it. So for supplies today, I'm going to need a needle. Oh, that's right. She knocked down my, hang on a second. She knocked down my little needle minder earlier and was playing with it in the living room. So get that real quick. Just this way we can. So we're going to need a needle. I'm just going to use my little size 11 sharp here. You can use any size 11 needle you have. And then we're going to need some, we're going to work again with our Wildfire. And that's the 0.0088 inch. And you can use anything. You don't have to use Wildfire. You can use Nymo. You can use any kind of nylon thread is going to work. You want something strong though, so it doesn't break on you. So you're going to want some something nylon. But I like the Wildfire because when I'm doing stuff like this, when you're making it and you like pull it back, it holds the shape really well. So, and then you're also going to want some beeswax. I just do a little quick coat on that. And then you're going to want some kind of scissors. And you're going to want a various amount of, or various colors of size 11 beads, because we're going to do a 2-color, a 3-color, and a 6-color. So, I mean, you can obviously duplicate colors with each one, but like the 6-color, you're going to need 6 different colors for that. So you're going to have at least 6 different colors of size 11 beads. And that way it'll look the way it's supposed to. So that is I think that's it for supplies. I don't think we need anything else. Like, and as far as what you're going to do with it, a necklace, a bracelet, whatever, you're going to need any kind of findings for that, a clasp or whatever to clasp it. So I will get you turned around and set up. Hopefully I can get a nice angle with my new little tripod setup, and we will get going. Alrighty, here we go. I hope you can see everything okay. This is another experimental thing. So we're going to get going here. I got my Wildfire. I'm going to thread up a needle here. Like I said, I'm not going to do a very long one because I'm just going to show you guys how to do each diagonal. So we have the 2-color, the 3-color, and the 6-color. And we're going to start with the 2-color. So I'm going to do a quick little wax up here. There we go. I'm going to thread up my needle. This is always the tricky part for me. There we go. Alrighty. Now we need some beads. I would recommend 2 colors, obviously, because we're doing the 2-color. But a lighter and a darker might work a little better, but I'm going to go with a orange and a turquoise, just so we can kind of see it nice. So I'm just going to pour a few out here. Go. Now, these are the similar base. The base is the same as the other daisy chains are, but the setup's different. So I'm going to bring you in a little bit here, see if I can get you a little closer. I don't want to go too much because I don't want it to blur. So what you're going to want to do is pick up one of your colors. I'm just going to say the darker color is what I'll call it. So pick up one of your darker colors, 2 of your lighter colors, so turquoise, 2 orange, another dark color, and 2 more of the lighter colors to make 6 beads. I think I can come in just a little. Give me 1 second. I'll try that. Okay, I hope that's a good enough view for you. So we have 1 dark, 2 light, a dark, and 2 light. So that makes 6 beads altogether. Now bring that down to your end, and you're going to want to leave enough tail to make or to add your clasp onto your thread. So make sure you leave enough space for that, a few inches, at least 6 inches. And then just tie it into a circle, just like all the others we've done. Just like that. I give it a double knot because nylon thread doesn't stay together so well. There we go. Just like that. And this is going to look weird at first until you start getting your colors put together. So you're going to have a little circle that looks like that. Now, what you want to do is you're going to want to add your darker color. In my case, that's the turquoise. So pick up one turquoise bead, just like that. And I like to keep my thread on my other side of my hand, like that. And then what you want to do is you want to count over 3. So 1, 2, 3. And then you stick it into that third bead, just like that. And then bring it through. And that's going to create your very first, the base, basically, your base of your chain here. Okay. Now, what you want to do is you want to add 4 beads now, and you're going to want to add 2 of your darker colors, the turquoise, 1 of your orange or your lighter color, and then another turquoise bead. And then you want to come into, like we do with all the rest, you see where your, sorry, my angle's all messy there. See where your thread's coming out of this orange one here? You want to go to the one below that, which would be the turquoise, like so, and just pull through. Just like that, okay? And then what you want to do is you want to add a lighter color bead, which is going to be our orange. And remember, we go over to 2. So you want to go over, see, we put these 4 on. So we have the 2 turquoise, the orange, and a turquoise. Those 4 beads we just put on there. You want to go over, if it'll focus, here it goes. 1, 2 into the second turquoise bead here, right here. Just like that. And pull it through. And you're already going to see that diagonal pattern coming into play here. And you know, like you would do with your other, kind of give it a little back and forth pull to tighten it. Excuse me, sorry about that. And then we're going to kind of repeat that. So what we're going to do is, but we're going to kind of opposite it. So we're going to do 2 light colors, 2 oranges. And then we're going to do a dark color, our turquoise, and another orange. Just like that. And then you remember, you go through, your thread's coming out here. And you want to go underneath that. You want to go to the bead. Hang on, I got to adjust my stuff here. Okay. It'll focus. There it goes. Kinda. So your thread's coming out of this turquoise bead. And you want to go into that orange bead underneath. You want to go into the bead underneath every time. Every time you do a circle, you just pull it through like so. And then you just want to add a darker colored bead, which is my turquoise. And then you go over, see, these are the 4. These are the 4 that we put on. The 2 orange, the turquoise, and the orange. We want to go through that second orange bead. So always in the second bead of the 4 you've put on. So into that second bead. And I always go under for my center bead and over the thread for my 4 beads. It just seems to kind of line up nicer that way. And see, there's our diagonal coming through. It's kind of neat, isn't it? My light's a little bit in the way here. You guys fighting? Sounds like my kitties are fighting. So now we're going to repeat that, basically what we did. So you want to go, what you're going to do is you're going to add the darker first. So the 2 dark beads, a light bead and a dark bead, and then you add a light bead in the center. And then for your next one, you're going to add 2 light, 1 dark, 1 light, and a dark in the center. So it's just kind of all about how the rhythm of how you lay your beads. So 2 dark beads, 1 light bead, and a dark bead. It's like that. And we're going to go into the bead underneath where our thread is coming out. Right there. And make sure your needle is over that thread when you do that circle. Just like that. And then you're going to want to add a light colored bead. Okay, so we pick up our light colored bead and then we count 2 over. Whoops, sorry, I'm not even on view. 2 over from the 4 we strung. Stick it in there, needle under the thread, and pull through. Give it a little back and forth tug. Looking pretty cool. And then now we've done the dark, so we need to do the light. Start with the light beads. You just got to remember which one you started with. So, and you can tell when you put it together. So you're going to do 2 light colored beads, a dark bead, and a light colored bead. And then you stick it in the one with the thread coming out underneath. Camera won't focus. There it goes. Stick it into that one with the thread above the needle above the thread. Pull through. Add a dark bead. Stick it in the second one of the 4 that we've strung with our needle underneath the thread. Pull through. And there's, see, our pattern is coming into shape now. It's really cool once it gets going. So that is our diagonal. I'll do one more round with you and then we'll go over to the 3 colored one. So again, we're starting with our dark colors. So 2 dark colors, a light color, and a dark color. And I'm just saying light and dark because that's the best way I know how to explain it, because I don't know what colors you're going to use. So say you had a purple and a green. So it'd be 2 purple, a green, and a purple. And then the next one would be 2 green, a purple, and a green. So it's based basically on whatever colors you're using. I'm just explaining it that way because that's how I think would be the easiest way to explain it. All right, so now we want to take that up underneath the one where the thread's coming through, underneath that one. Thread's coming out there, go into that bead underneath that, pull through, make sure our needle is above the thread. And then what you want to do is you want to add a light colored bead now for your center. And then go into that second bead, 1, 2, from the 4 that you just strung with our needle underneath the thread when we pull through. Give it a little back and forth tug. There we go. And now we're going to do our light colors. So 2 light, a dark, and a light color. Just like so. Stick it up underneath the bead. Stick it in the bead underneath where your thread's coming through. And find it. Here we go. Needles over the thread when you come up. Pull it through. That creates your little circle daisy spot there. And then you add a dark bead. Stick it into that second bead of the 4 you've just strung. with the needle underneath the thread and pull through. Oh, my tail got stuck in there. And that right there, this is our 2-color diagonal. My front started off a little weird. I think I put my needle in the, see, that's what happens when you put your needle in the wrong, not up or down like I've showed you with those. The thread will cross over like that weird. And that's why I keep my needle above the thread when I do the circle and below the thread when I do the center, because otherwise you will get that weird, see how that thread's coming through there like that. And I mean, it's not a big deal, but to me it is, because you want it to look as good as possible. But that's our 2-color diagonal. It's a really cool pattern, looks really nice. And I'm going to thread up a new needle, and then we will start on our 3-color. All right, so I left the turquoise out because I'm going to use the turquoise again. I love turquoise. It's such a pretty color. So we're going to do turquoise and a dark blue. Okay, and we're also going to do a yellow. Just like that. Now, I'm going to kind of bring those into the camera view. Now I'm going to label these colors so we know what's what. So this is going to be, blue is going to be color 1. And then we're going to have turquoise as color 2. And then our yellow is going to be color 3. So these are going to be our 3 colors to our 3-color diagonal. And I'll show you why I did that in a reason. I did that for a reason, and I'll show you why here in a second. So what you're going to want to do is the base is exactly the same as the other one was, and all the others before that. But you're going to want to pick up a number 2, a turquoise, okay, and then 2 yellows, 2 number 3s, and then you want to pick up another turquoise, a number 2, and then 2 number 1s. Okay, and pull it through. Leave yourself enough of a tail for your clasp. I'm not doing one, so don't ignore what I'm doing. Don't do what I'm doing unless you're just practicing. And then tie it into a circle, just like that. Now, so for our base, kind of clean piece of paper here. I don't know if I can get all this in here. I might have to, I'm going to zoom out just a touch. There we go. So for our base, we have, our base is 2 turquoise, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. So that's going to be your base right there. And that's how you want to put your base together. And then 2 is going to be our center. Let me figure out what side I'm on here. So make sure that when you add it, that you're flipped in the right direction with your circle. So, you know, our base is 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 1. And we know turquoise is 2 and then 3, 3. So you got to make sure that you're facing the right direction when you go to add your other beads, or it's going to set off your whole entire thing. And then for our center, we're going to need a turquoise, because you see we have the 2 turquoise on each side here, and we need a center. So we want to pick up a turquoise, count 1, 2, 3 beads over, and stick our needle up through that 3rd bead and pull through. And try not to get your tail wrapped up in it like I just did. Just like that. That's what that's going to look like. I have to pause. I have to turn my heat down. It's a little warm in here. All right. Now, for our second row, so you can see the colors all line up together when you do that. Looks pretty. I like those colors together. Whoops, sorry. Kicking you over here. Didn't mean to kick you. There we go. Now, for our second row, we're going to want 2 number 1s. Whoops. And then we want a number 3, a number 2. Now that's our 4 that we're going to do for that one. Okay. And then, of course, remember we bring it into the bead underneath where your thread is coming out. And we want to go over that thread. Instead of have our needle under, we want our needle over. And pull it through just like that. And then you can kind of tell, I'm pretty sure you can guess which one is going to be our center beads. Whoop, as I drop it. You can pretty much tell. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's a number 3. It's going to be a yellow. So you want to pick that up. And these are the 4 that we strung. 1, 2, come a little closer to you. 3, 4. Go up through that second bead. Make sure our needle's under the thread. Which mine isn't. Because I have it upside down. Jeez Louise. Okay, there we go. 1, 2 beads over. 1, 2. Up through that and underneath the thread. And pull through. Here we have our color. So for row number 1, so this was our base. We're going to do row number 1. Whoop, I always do that. So in row number 1, we pick up 1 and 3 and 2. Oh, and then our center bead, I forgot to put that up here. Our center bead on base was a 2. And our center bead for row 1 is a 3. So that's going to be your first row. Now, we're going to do row 2. So you want to pick up a 2 and a 2, okay, and then a 1 and a 3. And then make sure we're facing the right direction. Go in through that second, or that bead underneath the thread. Make sure your needle's over that thread. There we go, like that. Pull through. There we go. And then our center is going to be a 1, which you can tell just by looking that, oh, well, that's going to be that dark blue. So count 2 beads over. 1, 2. Stick it through that underneath the thread and pull through. And give it a little love tug. Make it look lovely. There's our pattern coming through. So, row 2. Row 2 is going to be a 2 and a 2 and a 1 and a 3 with a center bead of 1. That way you kind of have your pattern. Now, for our third row, we're going to want 2 3s, 2 number 3s, a 2, and a 1. If I can pick one up. Don't ask me what my cats are doing. I have no idea. And then we go up under that bead, underneath where the thread's coming out into that bead, with our needle going over the thread, pull through, kind of adjust stuff, there we go. And then our center bead is going to obviously be 2. So we're going to stick that in the second bead over from the 4 that we just strung, our needle going underneath the thread and pull through. And that is the 3-color diagonal. Pretty, isn't it? I think it's beautiful. So for row 3, we're going to do, pardon my terrible handwriting too, we're going to do a 3, a 3, a 2, and a 1. And then our center bead is going to be a 1. Oh, I'm sorry, a 2. So you can write that down and you'll have the pattern for it. And now, after you've done your base, row 1, 2, and 3, you start over back at row 1. Because your base you've already done. You don't need to, because we need to add only 4 beads every time instead of the 6. That's just our base. So after you've done your base, your row 1, 2, and 3, go back up and start at 1 again and work your way down. And it creates a really beautiful, beautiful pattern after that. I'm going to set that there for a minute. You can pause it and write that down if you want. If you need to, you can go back and start and watch it over again with each one you do. Just don't forget that we did the base and then the rows. So don't go doing the base again. It's not going to work anyway because you're going to have 6 beads instead of 4. So that is our 3-color diagonal. And like I said, pick any color you want. That's why I did the 1, 2s, and 3s, because then you can pick whatever color you want. And then you can go over here and you can, put your beads out and you can label each one. And that way you don't get so confused and it's all set out and ready for you. And then you can just go by your pattern. So that's a really easy way to do that. But that right there is our 3-color diagonal. I hope that was clear enough for you. Now we're going to start in on our 6 colors. So get 6 colors ready. And I will get my thread ready and my 6 colors out, and we will meet right back up here. Alrighty, so I got mine all set up here. I hope you can see them all. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we're going to dig in here. Now the base on this is the same as your 3-color diagonal. So it's going to be the same as the one we did previously right here. So we're going to want to do a 2, which is my white, 2 3s. If I can pick one up, there we go. A 2 and 2 1s. There we go. We got our beads there. And we just pull them on down. Tie them in a circle. Make sure to leave room for your clasp. There we go. Got a bead stuck to my finger. I think I got them all in there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Now we want to make sure that our circles face in the right direction. So we had a 2 and a 3 and a 3. So a 2 and 2 blues. So we need to be going this direction here with our stuff. I'm going to try and zoom in just a little. Yeah, I don't think I can. I hope you can see the 4s there. There we go. Now, what you want to do is you want to add for the center, you're going to want to add a 2, I'm sorry, for your center bead. So remember, we count over from where we've knotted it. Make sure you're going the right direction. It's easy to get them confused depending on the colors you've used. So 1, 2, and 3. So into that 3rd bead, like that, and pull through without getting our tail in there. There we go. And that's your base. That's going to be your base there for your 6 colors. Now, for row 2, we need to do 2 4s, which I picked orange. So 2 4s, a 3, so blue, and a 2. And so we're going to stick that in the bead underneath where the thread's coming through with our needle going over it, pull through, and for our center, we want a number 3, which is the blue. Go 2 over from the 4 we just strung, and bring your needle through with the needle going underneath the thread, and pull through. Just like that. See, it's coming through already, so pretty. Okay, now for our second row, base doesn't count as a row. So remember that. The base doesn't count. You got to count base and then row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So for our second row, we need 2 5s. And you'll see a pattern emerge as you get used to it and start doing it more. 2 5s, a 4, and a 3, and then bring that up underneath where the thread's coming through, pull it through, and for our center bead we need a 4. You can tell I'm going to need an orange, so pick that up, go into that second bead of the 4 we strung, make sure your needle's underneath the thread, and give it a little tug. Like that. Okay, and now we need, for our third row, we need 2 6s. 1, 2. Whoops, I lost my little number here. There we go. 2 6s, a 5, and a 4. Bring that into the bead underneath where the thread's coming out. Like that, with our needle going over the thread, pull it through, and then we're gonna need a 5. Oops, I grabbed 2. There we go. And then count over 2 and bring it through. And that is row number 3. Look how pretty that is. Look at all those colors coming through. I love this one. This one's so fun to make too. Okay, so we need to go to row 4, which is 2 number 1s. And then we need a number 6. Whoops. And a number 5. I got beads sticking to me, flying all about. It's a little warm in here, so my hands are a little sweaty. It's kind of gross. Kind of hard to bead when your hands are hot. Okay. And then you stick it up underneath where the bead is coming out of, or underneath the bead where the thread is coming out of. Geez. Needle up over the thread, pull through, and then we're going to make our center a number 6. Pick up our number 6, go 2 beads in of the 4 we just strung, and go through that second bead of the 4 we just strung. Make sure your needle's underneath that thread, and pull through. There we go. And it'll look a little wonky here and there. Just kind of pull and tug it around. It'll organize itself out. And then we need row number 5. We got 2 2s. So 1, 2 of the number 2 beads. One number 1 bead, and then a number 6 bead. Stick that through the bead underneath where your thread's coming out. Make sure your needle's above the thread. pull through. And then for our center bead, we're going to need a number 1. You can always pretty much tell which center bead you're going to need by the look of it, because it's basically going to be like 3 beads with 1 missing and then another one. So you can tell, oh, well, we need the turquoise one. And so you want to put that 2 beads over from the 4 we strung, put that in that second bead, and make sure your needle's underneath that thread and pull through. Just like that. There we go, 1 more row. This one is so pretty. I love this one. I have yet to make myself something with this. I totally need to, though. So we need 2 number 3 beads, 1 number 2 bead, 1 number 1 bead. We stick it, that one's a little wimpy. I don't think it matters, but here we go. We stick that underneath the bead, in the bead underneath where the thread's coming out. Like that. Pull it through. For our center bead, that's going to be a number 2. And we go 2 over from the 4 we strung. Stick that in there. Make sure your needle's going under the thread. And pull. And kind of readjust and adjust it. And see, that brings your 6 colors through. We have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 colors right there. And you can do any colors you want. But that is a beautiful stitch. I absolutely love this. And I'm going to lay out the pattern here. Now, once you've reached, like we just did, once we've reached row 6, you want to go back from row 6 to number 1. Go to your first row. After you've done the base, you only do the base once. That's it, just once. So once you've gone through all 6 rows, jump back over and go back to row 1. But this is the pattern for it. And like, whoops, I didn't mean to bump you again. And like I said before, you can just write this out, and then you can label, like I did with my beads, label each bead with a little piece of paper of each bead, say bead number 1, bead number 2, bead number 3, 4, 5, etc. And then that way your pattern's way easier to follow. And that is a really easy way to do it. You know, just remember that the base is exactly, I mean, all of these are exactly like the other daisy chains. The whole setup and the circle and the center and the way you do it, it's all the same. I mean, you can see the daisy chain pattern in that, but it's just different colors. So that's the great thing about daisy chains. They're very versatile. You can do so many things with them and do really beautiful things with them. And that's your 6th row. And then I kind of messed this one up, but this is your 3 color right there. And this is your 6 color. So if you guys want to, you can pause it there and write it down, or take a screenshot or whatever you want to do. I hope that helped you guys. I hope you enjoy making your different colored diagonals here. And then if you remember the original, the 2 diagonal, this guy here, that one's just the base dark, light, light, dark, like light. And then center is a dark. And then this step 2 is 2 darks, a light, and a dark with the center of a light bead. And then the second step is 2 lights, a dark, a light with a dark center. And then you just keep repeating that one. That one's pretty simple once you get that one going. So that, my friends, those are the diagonal patterns for the daisy chain diagonals. I'm really happy you decided to stop by and check out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're able to make yourself some really cool little diagonals and make some necklaces and bracelets and things out of that. Appreciate you stopping by. Please feel free to leave a like and a comment and subscribe, and any kind of feedback you'd like or questions you may have, go ahead and ask. Thanks for coming by. Have a great day. Thanks.